And welcome back. I'm late on this video. I also have another video I completely botched. Not botched, but completely dropped the ball on. So that's going to come out probably today, too, along with the what if. But from Draven Sanders, you asked a very fun question of what is the Zanpakuto of the Indominus Rex? Now, the logic you had was that the Indominus Rex might be sentient enough to actually have a soul and therefore because it's able to communicate and it's highly intelligent, and therefore have and create a Zanpakuto. My theory is it probably isn't, but for the sake of a fun little video, let's do it anyway. And again, it's a very gray area on what constitutes sentience here. Still, I think we can maybe do it now because we've seen people like Arturo, I think his name is, the new Squad 7 captain who's mute and deaf, still have a Zanpakuto with a release command. It's just he has to activate it a different way. So it's not impossible, I'd say, for this thing, if it's capable of having a Zanpakuto, to have a Zanpakuto. But, that being said, melee type Zanpakuto right out the gate. The Indominus is nothing, it has no nuance to it, really. Very little nuance. Yeah, it can camouflage, drop its body heat, but it'd be a little stealthy. But it's not a creature that it would have a keto type of any kind, or elemental. Now, its sealed form, I think, should be something a little bit more special, because it's just so big. Even the biggest standard Zanpakuto, which would be, I believe, is a Daito. I mean, I'm thinking either a Kodachi or a Daito is the term, which is a super long sword, would still be a butter knife in this thing's hands. So I imagine this could be something kind of unique. Maybe something similar to like Squad 0 Zanpakutos, where none of them are actually in the form of a sword most of the time, save for not Nimida, Nimaya. The sword, his sword is a sword, but it's kind of a little different. But Senjumaru, Ichibe's, Hikifune's, Tendrio's, none of them are in the form of a standard sword unless they reseal their swords. They basically seem to keep theirs mostly either in Shikai or have a different form for their unreleased swords. So I could see this just being a very large kind of blade, like just a very large, not even a very sharp blade either, because that's not what it would be. Wouldn't be as large as Indominus, mind you, but maybe something twice the size of a standard Kodachi, like maybe something like in the 12-foot range, would act kind of like a basic, like a slicing weapon. Its release command, however the Indominus Rex would release it, would be Dominate. Its name would be Superior King, and then Indominant King for its Bankai, or Sugaretu O, O with a little dash over it. So King Oi, I don't actually know how that's pronounced. And then Shihai Suro Oi. Now, in terms of what this Zanpakuto does, it's one of those Zanpakutos I think is a very basic Zanpakuto. Its Shikai would basically create an exoskeleton like arms that hover over the arms of the Indominus Rex, similar to how basically when Naruto goes into like Six Tails Kyumi mode, Six Tails V2, he's got those bones that kind of hover over his body that interact on their own, or that act on their own as well. So similar concept here, and then spoilers for the Bankai. It's now an entire skeleton outside of his body that acts on its own. Obviously, it would be made of metal, most likely. It would be a lot more power. It could also probably like channel some reishi in there to maybe enhance the bite, giving it a very powerful reishi energy like bite attack. So yeah, it's a basic Zanpakuto, but it'd be a good Zanpakuto. It's very strong in melee, definitely, as you have, and not just weapons for attacking with the extra bones, but also an armor on the outside too. Bones, if you use your Ryatsu, could maybe stretch a bit farther out than they need to stretch. So ultimately, it'd be a pretty powerful Zanpakuto in melee circumstances, definitely. But that being said, it wouldn't have any range capabilities. It wouldn't really protect very well against Keto. Strong enough individual can overpower it. Again, Ryatsu to Ryatsu as always. So, cool and interesting. Not a Zanpakuto that breaks the bank, but a Zanpakuto that I think fits a giant, possibly sentient reptilian monster. So, there you go. That's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you for the next one.